This is my summary for the Saturday morning session of General Conference for October of 2024. Elder Eyring conducted from his chair. Neil L. Anderson. One time I knew a couple who left the church, and they were still successful and happy. But then suddenly the husband fell ill and died. And then the wife and children felt hopeless because they lost their hope in Jesus. Priesthood blessings can literally save and extend lives. One time it helped a boy with his heart problems, except he still needed a heart transplant. And when he finally got a new heart and had surgery, he still died anyway. But if you have faith in Jesus Christ, it will help you feel better. Emily Bell Freeman. Priesthood ordinances must be performed by someone holding the proper priesthood authority, even though there is no evidence of Joseph and Oliver getting the priesthood in 1829. I went to Harmony, Pennsylvania, and wondered if Emma Smith thought this was all crazy and made up. But Joseph gave her a revelation that called her an elect lady, and that she should stop murmuring, and that she should console Joseph, and be a comfort to Joseph, and speak in meekness towards Joseph, and to keep working as his scribe. It was exactly the blessing that she needed. Carl D. Hurst. My goal is that each of my children feel like they are my favorite. The greatest commandments are that we should love God and love our neighbor. We should never feel too different or too disoriented to feel God's love. You might know something secret about yourself that makes you feel like you are unlovable, but that is not true. God loves you. But being loved and feeling loved are not the same thing. So we should experiment with feeling God's love. Gosh, this would have been such a great talk if the church was LGBTQIA affirming. Dale G. Renland. The invention of dynamite changed the world. Even though the church spends billions of dollars on temples every year, the church really isn't a physical place. The only way to access God's love and power is through his church. This church. And the power of God is greater than dynamite. David P. Homer. God has established what is right and what is wrong, and we should not seek to change that. People have been trying to question God's morals since the war in heaven. God provides clarification through his prophets, even though they are subject to their own limited worldview. So many people have walked away from the church because they don't like what the prophets have said and are saying. But those people are prideful. As Uchtdorf said, doubt your doubts before you doubt your faith. Don't let your doubts hold you as a prisoner. Even if you don't agree with the church on its social standings, just agree anyway. If you think women deserve equality, just ignore it. If you think gay marriage isn't so bad, just ignore it. If you think all races should be treated equally, just ignore it. Gregorio E. Casillas. Jesus knows his sheep and calls them by their names. We should avoid comparing ourselves to other people. Jesus knows and understands you. Dallin H. Oakes. Once a little boy was flying his kite with his dad, and he wanted to cut the rope so the kite could fly free. But his dad explained that if the rope was cut, the kite would crash. It's the same thing with the commandments. They help us soar higher. God gives us two types of commandments, temporary and permanent. Certain troubling commandments, like black people not being able to go to the temple or receive the priesthood, and that individuals deserve death on the spot for marrying outside their race, those were all temporary. The proclamation on the family is a permanent commandment. Using the church's full name is also a permanent commandment. True followers of Jesus Christ treat people with compassion and are peacemakers. We should always avoid contention, but this does not mean that we compromise our position. President Nelson gave us a challenge to let God prevail in our lives. Enjoy your Saturday, everyone.